how many grams of germanium chloride are produced if 121.57 grams of chlorine gas are consumed in this reaction. Okay, so this is my question. I want you to note the question gives me 121.57 grams of chlorine gas. Okay, ask yourself, what do I need to answer? Well, you need to answer how many grams of germanium chloride you need. Okay, so this would be substance A, chlorine gas is substance A, and germanium chloride is substance B. So I'm going to go from grams here, all the way up, all the way across the bridge, and all the way down to get to the molar mass of substance B. Okay? All right. Here's my little table that I'll start with. Perfect. So we always begin with what we know. Okay? In this case, what do I know? I know I have 121.57 grams of chlorine. Okay? Awesome. I'm right here. I want to move to my next step. So my next step tells me I need to find the molar mass of chlorine. So I'm going to move diagonally. I'm going to keep my same units, right? Why? Well, because I want to have my units cross out. Always, always, always. We always want our units to cross out. Okay? So 1 mole of chlorine is 35.45 grams, and I get that from my periodic table. Okay? But if I multiply that by 2, because of my subscript, I have 2 of those. Okay? That will give me 70.90 grams of chlorine. Okay? Because I'm working diagonally, the beautiful thing here is that my units will cancel out. Okay? Awesome. And remember, molar mass is always per 1 mole. So I'm going to have my grams here. What am I going to put up top? 1 mole. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. 1 mole of Cl2. Awesome. Okay, so now before I move up here, I'm going to go ahead and work diagonally. Always work diagonally. So if I have moles right here, what do you think is going to go right here? Moles of Cl2. You're right. Okay, now I ask myself, now I'm right here. Now that I wrote down my units diagonally, now I'm right here. I want to cross the bridge. Okay, so this is key to pay particular attention to. When I'm crossing the bridge, we want to refer to the balanced chemical equation. This is my balanced chemical equation. Okay, so I'm looking for moles of chlorine. How many moles of chlorine do I have in my balanced chemical equation? I have 3 moles of chlorine, correct? So I'm going to write down 3 moles of chlorine. Okay? Now, substance B, in this case, is germanium chloride. So I ask myself, for every 3 moles of chlorine, how many moles of germanium chloride do I have? I have 2. For every 3 moles of chlorine, I have 2 moles of germanium chloride. So that ratio right here, that relationship is the bridge. Okay, the bridge tells me for every 3 moles of chlorine, I have 2 moles of germanium chloride. So I'm going to write chlorine on the bottom, and I'm going to write the moles of germanium chloride up top. Okay, so I'm going to write 2 moles germanium chloride. Okay, Again, the beautiful thing about working diagonally is that the units here will cancel with the units here. Okay, so where am I now? Well, I have 2 moles of germanium chloride here. I'm working diagonally. What units will I have here? It's always going to be the same units. So I'm going to go ahead and write down. Whoop. Okay, 1 mole of germanium chloride. Okay, why am I doing 1 mole of germanium chloride? Why am I not doing 2? Okay, well, I can do 2, but I'm going to put down 1 because I only want to find the mass of 1 mole. I don't want to find the mass of 2 moles. If I put 2 here, and then I'm converting, if I put 2 moles of germanium chloride here, and I move down, then I'm going to have to find the molar mass of 2 germanium chlorides. So instead, I'm going to make it easier on myself. I'm just going to put down the mass of 1 mole of germanium chloride. Okay? So up top, I'm going to move down. So now, like I said, I'm only going to have to find the mass of 1 mole of germanium chloride. Okay? What is the mass of 1 mole of germanium chloride? So germanium chloride has 1 germanium, which is 72.64 grams according to your periodic table, and 3 chlorines, okay, each of which are 35.45 grams. So when you add those numbers together, you're going to get top. You will get 178.99 grams of what? Of germanium chloride. Okay? Perfect. So again, the beauty in working diagonally is that these units here will cancel out with these units here. Can I stop here? Well, I end up with grams of germanium chloride. What is my question asking me for? Grams of germanium chloride. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and multiply across and then divide by the bottom. Okay, and that answer will give me 204.605682. Okay, but remember, I have 5 significant figures here, 5 significant figures here, and 4 significant figures here. Okay, so this tells me I have to round to 4 significant figures. So it's going to be 204.6 grams of germanium chloride. And that's all. Okay, so what did I do in this problem? Well, I started with what I knew, which was 121.57 grams of chlorine. Okay, so I started right here. To move up, I put down the molar mass. So I put down 70.90 grams of chlorine, and that's equal to 1 mole of chlorine. Okay, again, I'm working diagonally, and I'm going to write down the same units that I have here. Okay, so I end up right here, and in order to cross the bridge, I need to refer to my balanced chemical equation. So I ask myself, how many chlorines do I have per germanium chlorides? I have 3 chlorines for every 2 moles of germanium chloride. Okay, again, working diagonally, the same units here will cancel out with the units here. So I put down 1 mole of germanium chloride. Some of you may put 2, and that's okay. But remember, when you're finding the molar mass of 2, you're going to need to multiply it by 2. I wanted to make it easier. I put down 1 mole of germanium chloride, and I found the molar mass of 1 mole of germanium chloride. And that was it. Okay, so hopefully this little review makes sense to you, and it really either just polishes your knowledge already or gets you to a place where you're able to solve problems on your own. If you have any additional questions, feel free to text me, or you can always schedule a tutoring session with me as well. Thanks, guys. I hope this was helpful. Bye.